Hello and welcome to another fun-filled edition of Adam's Music Box. And today I want to talk about one of my very favorite bands of all time, and this is the Guess Who. Now, the Guess Who means many things to many people because there was no one style of song that they would write, which shows that they had incredible diversity in terms of their writing ability, both in their early days and in their later career. Now, in their sort of classic album period, the two songwriters who collaborated were Burton Cummings, who played keyboards and was the lead vocalist, and Randy Bachman, who played guitar. He, of course, is the Bachman in Bachman Turner Overdrive. Because when he left the band, others came in, but Burton Cummings remained the sort of anchor of the band throughout its original tenure, and he really kept things going even as lineups began to change. But the breakout album was, in fact, their second album, Wheatfield Soul. And this album contains what I think is one of the absolute best songs of all time. And this song is These Eyes. Now, one of the things through which you can measure a good song is would it stand up across different styles of performance, across different genres? And think of, for instance, the song Something, the George Harrison song Something, and all of the different people who have played it in various different styles. Joe Cocker doing a sort of soul rock version, Frank Sinatra doing a classic pop version, and the list can go on. And I would put These Eyes in that category where you could really listen to it in any genre and it would work because the chords are there, the melody is there, the lyrics are there. It really just it's really one of those perfect songs, and it has been covered. Michael Bolton did a version of it, but before he was the Michael Bolton people, no. Junior Walker and the All Stars, a wonderful saxophone-led R&B group. So many people did different versions of it, and it just works. One of the finest songs ever, and I would go so far as to say if the Guess Who just stopped after the Wheatfield Soul album for that song alone, they should be definitely at least in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Not that I really care about such things, but you know what I'm trying to say. Um, and they continued to go from strength to strength. The next album, Canned Wheat, had another song that I consider an absolute classic, No Time. The harmonies, the chords, all in a nice little package. And you could tell by these songs that while they could do sort of your traditional rockers or sort of folk-based singer-songwriter songs, the songs that really stood out showed just what sophisticated songwriters Burton and Cummings were at that time and still are. Another great one, Undone, was on that album, a Bachman song with a lot of jazz influence. Laughing is another one that just shows off the great sense of chordal harmony. And after that album came American Woman, which was a huge hit. No one really knew what the song was about. Some thought that it was sort of a Vietnam era protest song because like they're a Canadian band and Canada did not participate in the war in Vietnam the way that the US and Australia did. But apparently the song was just an observation about the differences between women in the US and women on the Canadian side of the border. But nevertheless, it's become a huge hit. And again, Lenny Kravitz covered it famously in the 90s. No Sugar Tonight, another really good song from that album. There's just the what a great band. And in spite of the various lawsuits about the name and who has the right to use it, I think that that classic period, both with Bachman and when sort of Cummings became the sort of de facto leader in the mid 70s, all of that is just such good music. And they were great live. Cummings in particular always sounded great. There's a video of him from the Howard Stern show in the 90s. Not that I'm a huge Stern fan, but I like it on that. I like that episode because it was just Cummings at what 6 in the morning with a what looked like a Casio piano at a desk inside a radio station, just singing and sounding great at that ungodly hour. So that's how you know they have talent, and the songs really speak for themselves. Gotta love the Guess Who. Like, subscribe. We will see you next time. Take care.